The Jacob Media Sports Network, in partnership with 97.3 ESPN, brings you the Mays and Eytan Show.
Middays with Harry Mays and Eytan Shander.
Now, it's the Midday Show with Harry Mays and Eytan Shander on 97.3 ESPN Radio.
Harry, you made it. Unlike Carson Wentz, Nick Foles, and every other starter, it seems, of note here in this Thursday night's game between the Jaguars, not Wires, Wars, and the Philadelphia Eagles. You made it to the new place, so
I did.
We can begin our new venture here.
I actually passed about 6 golf courses on the way here.
It's not bad, man. You'd be in heaven out here.
Oh, I know. Well, I used to live out here. I mean, I know these haunts. These were my old hood.
You know it like the back of your hand.
Yeah,
huh?
absolutely. Yeah,
so
I'm taking all back roads to get here.
I tell you, I just drove about 1.5 miles from where I live to a Target, and the GPS took me all back roads. Thank goodness, not even the main road that I live on.
Right.
And it was all back roads. And you're right, there's some really nice neighborhood-like back roads around here that are not completely sparse. You know, sometimes you're so far out, right?
Right.
That it's completely removed from society. But here, I mean, there's even sidewalks around some of these busier streets.
Right. I used to live not too far over the hill here on Division Ave in Willow Grove.
Okay.
And then I lived a little further down in what they call Roslyn, which is right next to Glenside, right on Edge Hill Road.
Okay.
And I went by both of those places today. It was like going down memory lane.
Is that right?
Some good, some bad.
Well, I was going to imagine, like, what's I don't know if you dive into what the worst memory is that you have. But I would whittle it down some, like as far as maybe dating or, something along those lines. But, yeah, you're very familiar with this area.
Yeah, it unearthed a lot of emotions that had been buried for many, many years.
Is that right?
Let's just put it that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
In what regard? Do you want to get deeper?
No, I don't
There's
really
a couch
want to.
here.
No, I know we're on the couch,
right.
But the dog is actually taking up part of my couch, so I will refrain.
Well, here's the thing. I wanted you to feel as much as home as you did in the old place.
Right.
So as you noticed, when you came in, nothing has changed.
Nothing.
You're sitting on the exact same couch.
Yeah.
The exact same seat on that couch. You're on the exact same table.
Right.
The exact same dog is right behind you in your seat. The TV is right where you used to.
With King of Queens on.
Absolutely.
The only thing that's different, really, is that I'm not looking at the Schuylkill River. I'm looking at a weight machine and an air conditioner.
Right. Now, we are in a fully insulated, finished basement
It's like a bunker
studio.
down
Correct.
here, really.
Yeah, the only thing that's missing is Michael Savage yelling at the entire city of San Francisco, "You'll never catch me alive," buried in some bunker. But no, this is the new area here. And you're right, there's no distraction. But I'll tell you what I love. And I think anybody who has made this transition, it's been so long since I've had this because I've lived in areas that are constantly busy, be it in the city of Philadelphia or even in areas like Conchie. Silence. I'm walking the dog last night. It's 11 o'clock at night. It's just quiet.
Oh,
man.
it's pitch dark and it's quiet. Yeah.
And you know what else I got is I didn't hear somebody bitching through a coxswain or a megaphone on the river.
Oh, yeah, for the crew teams.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, that was only 3 minutes. I thought that was a little bit longer. I thought we killed about 5 or 6 minutes.
Oh, really?
But, that was only 3 minutes.
Are we trying to kill minutes?
No.
here today?
I'm just saying, like, we're going to have to get out. Now we're going to have to get down to business. Let's do what we do best. Get down to business and talk sports.
Exactly.
Okay? Right. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Because I think at this point you've got the Philadelphia Phillies and the continued fallout. And it's great because we caught this right away. And our reaction was pretty much what everybody was saying after. It's almost as if people who also have radio shows were listening to us for 2 hours yesterday and just saying, oh, yeah, those guys, they're pretty much on to something.
They nailed it.
Matt Mullen was there, too.
Right.
Those guys nailed it. They were on to something because nobody buys it. I don't think I've heard anybody that has convincingly told themselves, at least, that this is a good move or will change something short term.
Right. Now, Charlie wasn't there for last night's game. He'll be there for tonight's game.
Yeah, now what happened?
Which is Hamels against Nola. Yeah, I guess, he probably had some things to take care of, and, it's a big adjustment again. He probably, flying in from Florida, wherever he's living.
His arms were that tired from flying in from Florida?
Exactly. But he'll be there tonight, and, maybe he'll have a little bit of an effect on the lineup. Because last night, if you watched any of this, and I did, Phillies hitters struck out 15 times against Chicago pitching, 14 against the starter, and the bullpen got one. Out of 24 outs recorded, because they didn't get to the bottom of the ninth.
Right.
So they only had 24 outs as a team. 15 were strikeouts.
Wow. 15 of
Charlie
24?
Manuel has a lot of work to do.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost unfair to expect that this man's going to do anything.
Yeah.
I mean, who's the best hitting coach of all time?
Was that Charlie Lau or something back in the day? I want to say in the 70s and 80s.
Lough?
I think so. He got a lot of praise. I think he might have been with Kansas City. But I might have that wrong. But anyway, yeah, you can't name hitting coaches.
No!
Typically. Charlie Manuel is probably one of the most popular hitting coaches and most well-known for his days back with the Indians.
Yep, they won a World
Series.
Series.
Before he became the manager.
Absolutely. And I think at this point, to expect that anybody would be able to come in and do any type of change or make any type of change, I think is ridiculous and absurd, because you look at the history of the position. It's like asking it's changing the strength and conditioning coach week 12 of a winless season, expecting that to change your nature. Expecting that to change your fortunes.
That late in the game.
It doesn't make sense.
That's what you're saying. Now, making a change to a strength and conditioning can have a big change and impact on a football team.
Yeah,
but not when it's done in like week 12, like you said. If it's done in off season, like you should, the things like that can work.
No, it makes no sense, man. 609-403-0973. Now, I asked about this yesterday, and I wanted to get to it because Josh found this information. The Phillies' last day in first place this year.
It's in June sometime, right?
June 11th. Last time Phillies were in first place in September of 2011. Wait. Yes. Wait, what does that last part mean? Last time Phillies were in first place in September.
Well, since 2011, which is back when they were good.
No, but he said Phillies' last day in first place this year was June 11th.
What I was saying is that, and by the way, Hunter's the one who helped me get the information. Let's give him a little credit. So what happened is the last time the Phillies were in first place in September
was 2011.
Correct.
Right.
Got it.
Right.
The last time they were in first place
which is
this
back
year.
when they were good.
Yeah, exactly right. This year was June 11th.
Correct.
Now that's late enough to establish something. Mm-hmm. That's late enough right there to establish enough criteria, enough of a resume to say this team has fallen off the face of the earth again. It's embarrassing.
Yeah, and they managed to scratch out a win last night.
Oh, come on. Now, are you buying into what Matt Klentak is selling, which is they're in the chase? You heard it, right? They're trying to sell that nonsense.
What, that they're chasing the playoffs?
Correct.
Yeah.
That they're in the chase, not Chase Utley.
Right.
Tony Bruno's going to join us at 1:30. Bob from Crossing. I hope Bob from Crossing Broad knows that he's on board, right, today?
Why wouldn't he? It's a
I don't
Wednesday.
know. It's a Wednesday.
I didn't even know it was a Wednesday. I thought it was Tuesday today.
Yeah, what happened? Why are your days all
I don't
messed
know.
up
I'm all
today?
screwed up. I spent a couple
I should
hours,
be the one all messed up.
A couple hours in a hospital last night, visiting a friend who's not doing very well.
Sorry, yes.
And I'm going back there today, so my days are kind of screwed up. I don't know. That must have messed me up.
I think if you spend a long time in one place, right?
Yeah.
Wherever it may be, but if you're indoors and you're removed from just looking at your watch, your phone, constantly looking at time, things can just get lost. So, yeah, I've been there as well. But I don't know. You scared me for a second because I thought it was Tuesday once you said something earlier in the show.
You totally
too.
bought it. Like, I could have convinced you that today was Tuesday.
I know. And that's the thing is, you don't watch the show, but there's an episode of The Office, an early episode of The Office, where they convinced the guy Dwight that it's really a Friday, not a Thursday.
Dwight's the guy with the glasses, right?
Right,
Yeah.
right. That it's really a Friday, not a Thursday.
Oh, okay.
And, they're referencing all these things like, hey, did you see who Trump fired in The Apprentice last night? Because it's way back.
That's a Thursday night show?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Like, no, who? Oh, man, I was out drinking with my laser tag team. So you could have got me, man. Like, no, I was out moving my house and everything.
Yeah, but the thing is I would eventually brought up that I watched Hard Knocks, and you would have known that airs Tuesday night. So
Yes.
then you would have known that today was Wednesday.
Now, did you watch? I admittedly missed the show.
Oh, I'm sure you're heartbroken.
Well, I wanted to be able to at least have some sense of factual ground to criticize the show.
Well, there was Facenda
Oh, man. How early in the show?
I've figured out now they're just using that as the open to the show. That's going to be on every one of them. Like what they do is they go in and Gruden's walking into a conference room or an auditorium to speak to the team, and he delivers this great speech, and I got Josh to get it.
Is this from last night?
Yes, and then they cut to the open, which is the autumn wind.
Now, I
and then
told
they
you
do that, and then they come back to the show.
So it's just going to – so this is a built-in – see, I'm telling you, man,
it's built in.
Oh, man.
It is built in.
Oh, man.
The history
All right,
of the Raiders.
Let's listen to it. Jesus.
This is great.
Okay, on a serious note now, I like where we're going. I like what we're doing. But as I said at the beginning, the second week, it's time for us to raise the bar now. Are we clear on that? We got to raise the bar. I want to practice with better etiquette, okay? Stay off the ground, stay away from the quarterback. I want the backs and receivers to finish runs, okay? I want better etiquette. But more than anything, I want better execution. Are we clear on that? I want better execution. I want you to get a little bit pissed off. All right, not a lot of people expect very much from us. Do they? Do they? You've been reading about us? Not a lot of people expect enough from us. I'm tired, man. I'm tired of reading about it. It's time for you to stick your foot up somebody's ass, man. I'm looking for relentless, every situation strain. I want everybody to pick it up tonight because we're capable of being a great football team.
Oh,
That
man.
is awesome. Dude, I'd run through a wall
No,
for that guy.
come
Yes,
on,
I
man.
Would. Yes, I would. Now, it's funny, like, he only cursed once or twice in that thing.
Right.
But throughout the episode, I mean, he's dropping F-bombs left and right. He's going crazy. And towards the end, he goes, on the sideline, he's just telling himself, I got to quit cussing.
Is that it? Now, was this all one? This was the joint practice that they pulled
They had
the
the
majority
joint
footage.
practice with the Rams, which was pretty good.
How much was of Brown and his feet?
You
were
had right after the open,
Yeah.
they went to Antonio Brown and his feet.
so nothing about the helmet because it was too soon, right?
Just at the end in the preview for the next
Yeah,
next
it makes
thing,
sense.
really. But it was about the feet. Antonio said his feet are getting circumcised as he's sitting on the
Oh, my
ground
God.
with his legs stretched out, and you see these ugly blisters that are, the skin's
They look
peeling
awful.
away. They look terrible. Yeah, and he goes, hopefully my feet will be born again, and I can frickin' run faster. Feel sorry for me after.
I'm telling you, this whole and Gruden's wondering why people are writing what they're writing about him, and he's getting all upset. Meanwhile, they got a guy in the cryo who can't put on the right footwear and has got frostbitten feet.
Well, Gruden keeps saying it wasn't his fault. Yeah, it is. You're supposed to wear the proper
absolutely.
footwear when you go in those. I've never even been there.
But hold on a second. This is as much of a connection and deduction, reasonable deduction that you can draw. He did not wear the proper equipment. Now follow me here, Harry.
Mm-hmm.
He did not wear the proper equipment for his feet before going into that chamber. And he wants us to believe that it wasn't his fault. Meanwhile, he just lost a grievance to the NFL about wanting to wear improper equipment.
Well, what is now deemed improper.
Yes.
It used to be proper.
Yeah, but my
no
point
longer.
is
Right.
that they came out and they basically said, hey, man, that thing's going to cause you even more damage
Right.
than what the current stuff's going to cause
That
you.
doesn't measure up to our safety standards anymore.
Which is like the FDA's health standards of canned food.
Right.
I mean, let's be honest.
Yes.
I mean, the NFL safety standard is equivalent to how many mosquitoes and egg larvae you can have in a canned food of beans or whatever the hell else you buy on the aisle.
Yeah. So it was a pretty good episode, though, I thought. They did a little rookie hazing, which was hard to listen to because these guys are the worst singers on the planet. Hunter Renfrow.
Hunter Brody was there?
No, Hunter Renfrow for Clemson. He's a kid that caught the touchdown that beat Alabama in the championship game a few years ago.
I bet you, I was listening to it yesterday, I bet you Hunter Brody has a better voice
Oh, he
than
does.
Hunter.
Brody. We should actually have Hunter Brody
Competing
sing
songs?
a little bit of "Lean on Me," which was the song, the Bill Withers song.
Yes,
It
I'm
was
familiar.
atrocious.
Now, what part of the song did Renfro sing?
I forget. Sometimes in your life.
Okay, so in the beginning,
right, I think we were right. The first verse or something.
he sounds like a character.
It was terrible.
Yeah.
And then this other dude, Max Crosby, who's a big lineman, he attempted. Yeah, there we go. Now, are we going to have Hunter Brody sing this?
Well, I'd like to hear Renfro first, and then have Hunter sing it.
Well, Josh would have to go effort
That's
that
what I'm
audio.
saying.
Yeah.
So let's do that. Let's see if I'm sure it's out there on Twitter, if anything.
Yeah.
And then we can listen to Renfro sing it.
Yeah.
And then Hunter and everybody else knows what the bar is,
Right.
and then we can sit there and listen and judge.
That would be great.
Okay.
And then they had Max Crosby, who's a rookie defensive lineman, attempt to do, I believe, a T-Pain song. Like a rap hip-hop song.
Yeah, I wouldn't know.
It was awful.
I'm sure it was.
Buy you a drink.
Yeah,
That
I'm
was
sure the song itself is atrocious.
Now, Josh, did you watch the episode? I take it you did.
Oh yeah, I was sitting down with some alcoholic
so she had
beverages and
liquor.
watching last night.
Josh was drinking every night.
Yeah, what the hell? You've been boozing.
Ever since I joined the
Seriously.
station, Josh's alcohol intake has gone through the roof.
What the hell is going on? Why are you drinking so much recently?
I think it's him having to do this show.
Is it? Is it that much added stress, or is it like Gil? Well, hold on a second. To be fair, Gil has gone on vacation like every other week.
Gil's
and
been
I'm
on
sure-
vacation half the time we've been a part of the station.
Correct. And every time he goes on vacation, he dumps more work.
Right, onto Josh's lap.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So that's why I wonder.
Yeah. I've been here, a little over 4 months? Gil's been off half the time.
He's been off for 2 months.
You know?
Oh, you gotta use it or lose it, huh? I mean, let's be honest. You gotta use it or lose it. No, I think the only issue I had listening to that stuff, he's not saying anything. Who's honestly responding to that?
Well, see,
I feel like if you're Bill Belichick or Andy Reid, you get away with saying that stuff. Like
they beat the Rams in the preseason game with backup quarterbacks.
I'm very
No,
happy.
I like Dicks.
Yeah.
I'm not hammering Dicks.
No, I was at Dick's today.
Oh, you were?
I was.
Dick's Sporting
No, I
Goods.
like
Correct.
Dicks.
Okay.
Now, did you see? Now, I won't get into the bed issue because I'm not happy. Let me tell you something. I got one of those sleep things.
Sleep number. Yeah.
This better be the most comfortable son of a thing. You know what?
Well, you got to keep the dog off of that thing, don't
Well,
you?
yeah, the dog. I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about they delivered it to the wrong address.
Well, that's a problem.
Which is 35 minutes away.
So somebody else is sleeping in your bed?
Seriously. Yeah, I feel like Little Red Robin Hood and the damn wolves now. Or bears, pardon me. But coming back to the point you were making earlier, just quickly about the Raiders and everything, I just don't know, like, who's buying into it.
On the team?
Yeah.
Oh, it looks like they're buying into it.
Well, of course, because they're on TV.
Yeah.
But come on, man. Jon Gruden is fine. It's the music that's fun.
No.
Like,
And
I
he also-
guarantee you, okay, let's do an experiment, because Josh and Hunter on the fly can help us, all right?
All right.
Let's take the most ridiculous, like, something from Ralph Cramden, or like the most ridiculous thing that we could, Monty Python, or, you know what I mean? Like something like that, where it's something ridiculous, and match that with Autumn Wind. And I guarantee you'd get the same chills that you'd get if you heard Vince Lombardi or John Madden or Hank Stram or anybody else behind that music. It's the music.
Same thing with Ralph Cramden, you're saying.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
That if we got Ralph Cramden.
You know, half the audience
One of these
doesn't
days.
even know who Ralph Cramden is.
Well, you know what? That's a shame, because The Honeymooners airs, I feel like, a lot on one of these local channels on replay, right?
Yeah, but young people don't watch TV anymore. They're watching YouTube, man.
All right.
They're cord cutting.
What about New Year's Eve? You know, New Year's Eve, they run the Honeymooners Marathon.
Oh, they do?
They do. One of those channels runs the Honeymooners.
Again, that's on TV.
Well, technically, yes, but we're watching TV now. It's just cord cut.
Yeah.
Can I do the same thing?
I don't know.
All right, I tell you what. Should we
no
put a
idea.
poll up? How many people do you think right now, 35 or under, have seen at least one episode of The Honeymooners?
Okay. Put it on the poll, Guillermo. That's a good one.
Well, you can't get on Twitter,
Okay.
right?
Yeah, no, I'm on
But
it.
don't blame my internet. My
no, it
internet's
wasn't
working.
your internet. It's this stupid laptop.
All right. My buddy Bill at Verizon has hooked us up to where we've got a couple of these extenders. Not extends. That's
no,
different.
that's a different thing.
Right. I'm talking about extenders.
You might need those later in life.
Not yet.
Yeah.
No, I'm good at the moment, but listen, I might need to go back to Bill. You don't know at this point.
But you
I'm
want me
sorry.
to put up a poll? Is that
No,
what you're saying?
I don't know. Do you think? Yeah, I think you should. I think you should put the poll up
All right.
about how many people under 35
Yep. I got it.
have seen an episode of The Honeymooners. Okay, I'm with you on that. 609-403-0973 on the text board. We'll get to that coming up. Again, a busy second hour, so get it now if you like. Bob from Crossing Broad is going to join us at 1 o'clock. Tony Bruno will cross the streams, although technically our stream isn't set up at the moment. We could, if you'd like, but there's just nothing behind us or anything.
No, that's okay.
All right. Because we're not in the actual studio. We're in the green room right now.
Right. The studio is going to be off to our left, and you're going to do a little housekeeping.
Correct.
Yeah.
But, we won't be back here until Monday. Now, what do you think I should do with these TVs here?
I think you should put them up on the wall.
All right. Well, do you know any electricians?
No. I don't know any of this stuff.
How do you not know anybody? You don't know anybody. You own a house.
Yeah, I know.
Shouldn't you you should be the person that you can tell me.
My wife handles all that stuff.
Really?
Yeah, I delegate.
Meaning you're there when they get there and point to which room
Exactly.
they should go
and
to?
I'm like, this is what we need to do. Call this guy, and this guy, get an estimate. Boom, she does all that. They come over, take a look at the job, give the estimates. We pick one, and then, I GC the thing. General contract. I'm there when they're working, but she handles all the pre-appointment stuff.
Okay.
All right?
So you have no idea
None.
what you're doing when it comes to anything?
No.
All
I'm
right.
fine with it.
Okay, that's fine. Now I know. I'll never ask you anything again. You might be lying just to prevent me from asking you anything. Is that fair?
Yes.
Okay. Because next time I see the Lima, I'm going to have to ask her for the list
She'll take
of contacts.
credit. No, she'll take credit for all her hard work.
Good. I just need help. I need advice. Like, nudge me in the right direction. I just need a nudge. That's all. A nudge. Mm-hmm. All right. We're going to get to this Mike Tyson story coming up. We're going to get to some texts as well. Did you see this? Also, did you see this Mike Tyson story?
Yeah, you sent it to me this morning.
Yeah. It's
all of a
absurd.
sudden, he's got a new obsession.
It is.
Is it new, or has he been imbibing for a long time, and he's now just ramped it up?
No, he's had a marijuana. He owns a marijuana ranch. I don't know if he was
okay.
smoking every day when he was fighting.
Well, that's big business now.
Oh, it's gigantic business.
Yeah.
Gigantic. Now, Ohio State is battling back and forth in the legal news. NFL had some stuff going on. Mike Trout, you see this, bought a new mansion. We got a bunch of things happening here.
He bought a mansion?
Yeah.
Where, in Millville?
It doesn't
Or
look
in,
like it's Millville.
Or out in Newport Beach?
Are there any mansions in Millville?
I'm sure there's one. Yeah.
Somebody so moved and
In fact, I saw Mike Meach. You know Mike Meach?
No.
He's on Twitter. He listens to this. Used to listen to us on the other place.
Nice.
Probably checks in on this show now. Good Twitter follow.
Okay.
Big baseball fan. Remember how the
Murgett?
No, the Field of Dreams thing.
Yeah.
Came out a week or so ago with the Yankees and the White Sox. Well, once the Phillies rolled out the home schedule and it saw that Mike Trout is coming to town, he suggested that they do that down in Millville and play one of the games against the Angels in Millville, Vineland area.
It's not
That's
bad.
a perfect idea.
What's the biggest stadium around
I
there?
have no idea.